Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well let's learn English together. Well, hello again people. Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of Let's Speak English. So, first things first, how was your weekend? Did you do anything special? Did anything special happen? Did you do anything exciting like, I don't know, like skydiving or bungee jumping or some other extreme sport like base jumping? That's like jumping out of a plane with a parachute, but without the plane. Yes, it's pretty extreme. Parachute jumping when there isn't a lot of time. Base jumping. The initials stand for bridge, antenna, span, and earth. Those are the four things that you're meant to jump from. Either from a bridge or from an antenna. And here, I think they mean a big, industrial, super tall antenna. Not something you find on top of a car. From a span. Now, this one's a bit strange. A span is the distance between two ends. We often hear people talking about wingspan, the distance from one end of a plane's wing to the other end of a plane's wing. That's the wingspan. Also, logically, we use wingspan to talk about how long a bird's arms are. They have wings, and if their wings are fully open, then we can talk about wingspan. All right, but what does all that mean? That doesn't mean that someone's going to try and jump off the back of a bird. No. We also use the word span to talk about part of a bridge. We can say that a certain bridge has got 8 spans, for example. The span is the arch or the part of the bridge between the supports. So when we're talking about base jumping, when we're talking about the initial S in the name, we're talking about people jumping off bridges, which is a little bit illogical because B is bridge and S is span, which is bridge. I don't know. They used an S to mean span, because if they used another B to mean bridge, then the sport would be babe jumping. Jumping over young, attractive women, and that would lead to a lot of confusion. Okay, and what about the E? Well, the initial E stands for Earth. And when they say this, they don't mean jump from standing on the ground. No, when they say Earth, they mean something like jumping from the side of a mountain or off a cliff or something like that. You all remember what a cliff is, don't you? Yes, that's right. A cliff is a very steep rock face, especially when it's at the edge of the sea. And what about the adjective steep? Well, steep is an adjective we use to describe the angle of something. Something like a hill or some stairs. And when we use the adjective steep, we mean that this hill or set of stairs is close to being 90 degrees. Now, 90 degrees is vertical, so normally we don't have stairs like that, but if the stairs in our house are, I don't know, 60 degrees, then they're pretty steep. We have to be careful when we're going up and down the stairs. With a cliff, maybe the angle of the cliff face is 90 degrees or very close. All right, well, one of the first things we heard was Dave telling Tim that it was time for him to come clean. So, what do we think about that? Well, it's pretty logical, isn't it? Dave knows that Tim has been up to no good. Dave knows that Tim has been helping Eddie Finn to steal things from the supermarket. Eddie used Tim. Tim agreed to create a diversion so that Eddie could run out of the supermarket with the things he wanted. So Dave knows that Tim has been lying, and now all he's saying is that it's time to stop. Dave is telling Tim that it's time to stop lying. It's time for him to confess. It's time for him to tell the truth. It's time for him to admit what he did. Now, Tim has been lying. He lied when his dad and Dave were asking him what was going on. But now, everyone knows that he was lying. So when Dave tells him to come clean, he's telling him to start telling the truth. It's time for him to confess. It's time for him to admit that he did something wrong. It's time for him to stop lying and start telling the truth. Now, we know that Tim's job in the crime was to create a diversion, to create a distraction so that everyone moved away from the checkouts. Eddie's logic was that if Tim makes a large enough distraction, a loud enough distraction, then all of the people will go to see what's happening, and there will be nobody to stop him walking out of the supermarket with the things he wants. Now, this is stealing. Eddie's planning to steal things. He's going to take things that don't belong to him. But this sort of stealing has got a special name. If I steal your bike, for example, then we use the verb to steal. I'm taking something which isn't mine, and I'm not going to give it back, unless somebody makes me give it back. If I steal your watch, then again, we use the same verb, the verb to steal. But last lesson, we heard that there's a special verb we use when people steal from a shop. Can anyone remember what the verb was? Yes, that's right. It was the verb to shoplift. Now, this is exactly the same idea. It's stealing. You're taking something which isn't yours and you're not going to give it back. But the difference is that when you shoplift, you pretend to be a customer in the shop. You go into the shop just like a normal person, and you walk about looking at the things in the shop, but when no one's looking, you hide things under your shirt or something like that. So you're pretending to shop, but you're actually stealing. You're shoplifting, like Donnie did in this clip.
I'm gonna have to see a receipt and pat you down.
Does that mean I'm gonna have to take my boots off?
Probably.
What the hell's going on?
Sorry, honey, now that we're married, you're gonna have to get used to this kind of thing. For some reason, people tend to think me and Randy are criminals.
Understand, baby. Everywhere I go, I get dirty looks too.
So do I.
Me too, and it sucks because we're good people.
So, that's an example of shoplifting, and that's what Eddie Finn was trying to do. So, I reckon it might be time to head back to the supermarket and find out what's going on. Well, Dave, what happens now? Well, Alfredo, as I said before, Tim did a very stupid thing. But I believe him when he says that he didn't know what was going on. So, as far as I'm concerned, the police aren't interested in Tim. I think that you and Mary can deal with the problem at home. Yes, we'll make sure that the message gets through. Don't you worry about that. What about Eddie? What's going to happen to him? That depends on my boss. I think my boss, my superior officer, will caution him, nothing more. What does that mean? Well, when he's cautioned, it means that the police will open a file on him, and they'll put all the information about him into that file. So he's going to be arrested? No, this is different. He'll be taken to the police station to meet a senior police officer. The information will be put in a file, and the police will keep that file. If he doesn't do anything criminal, then, when he's 17, the file will be destroyed. If he steals or gets into trouble with the police, then he might be arrested, and then they'll look to see if he has a police file, a police record of some sort. Then, when they find his record, well, he'll probably go to court. But where is he now? He's with my new partner. I didn't know that you had a new partner, Dave. Yes, he's a PC, a police constable. His name's PC Whiffle. His Christian name's Robin. PC Robin Whiffle. Squid, Whiffle, you two certainly have strange names. Yes, I suppose we do. So, what happened when you got here? Well, When we got here, we went straight to the security manager's office. That's where we met Lizzie. Oh, that's where Lizzie was. Yes, when she saw what was going on, she saw through Tim's trick, and so she went to tell the security manager what was going on. She figured it out. The conversation in the car park between Tim and Eddie, Eddie's last words to Tim, don't forget, and the fact that Tim wasn't prepared to tell her what that comment related to. All of these things made Lizzie suspicious. She smelt a rat. So she started to keep an eye out for Eddie Finn. Blimey, this is cloak and dagger. Yes, it is a bit. She did it very well. She saw where he was. She saw what he was up to, what he was doing, but she kept out of sight. Eddie didn't see her. And then what happened? Well, when Tim started his distraction tactic, Lizzie went to tell the security manager about her suspicions. He phoned us, and we came to see if we could catch Eddie red-handed. And did you? Yes. Lizzie told us where she last saw Eddie, and we followed his movements on the supermarket CCTV. What's that? What's what? What you said? See something. CCTV. Is that what you're asking about? Yes. What's CCTV? CCTV stands for closed circuit television. It's just a short way of describing the security TV systems that you get in shops. It's a closed circuit system. You can't watch normal TV on these TVs. The system is closed. Signals can't get in from outside. Satellite signals and things like that, they can't get in. This system is closed. It's just security cameras and monitors. Oh, okay. So you can't watch films on these TVs? Nope. All you can see are the video images from the security cameras. No real TV. Tim, don't interrupt. Dave, do go on. What happened then? Oh, well, we could follow where Eddie was going on the CCTV. So I stayed in the security office and PC Whiffle went out into the car park. Eh? What for? What do you mean, what for? Well, why did he go into the car park? To block Eddie's escape route. Oh, yes. I see. Go on. Well, I was watching where Eddie was going, and so I could direct PC Whiffle. Direct him? How? Over the radio, Alfredo. Oh, yes. I see. Of course. You can call him on the radio, and then you can tell him where to go. Oh, it's just like that game I used to play. What was it called? Pac-Man! That's it! It's just like Pac-Man! Alfredo, it's nothing like Pac-Man. Honestly, there's no joystick, no ghosts, no cherries. It's nothing like Pac-Man. Well, no, Dave, it is really. If you think about it. Think about it. You're the player, right? Alfredo, this is silly. I'm a policeman with a radio, not some bloke playing a retro computer game. Yeah, but just think about the similarities, Dave. It's almost the same. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It is. I'm telling you. No, it's not. I'm telling you, and I'm in uniform. So what? Oh well, those two are going to be arguing for a while, but at least it seems like Tim is in the clear. Phew. Still, I reckon that his mum and dad will wait until he gets home before they really start to give him a telling off. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. Our time is up, and so I'm off home for a coffee. And you? Well, you know, the dog, the cat, the parrot, the Esperanto-speaking parrot. See you all tomorrow, people, and have fun, and have a coffee, and have a look at the website if you have time. www.mediaclick.hu. That's Kilcadeng backwards. See you later. Bye.